Hello, everyone. It's Meteora here, back online and ready to have a blast with all of you. How are you doing today? Hello, Spikefarm. Welcome aboard. Hope you enjoy the fun we have going on around here. Feel free to join in on the conversation or suggest some interesting topics. We're always happy to meet new folks in our community. Quinn. Hello, Team 00. What brings you here today? Any burning questions or thoughts you wish to share? Don't hesitate, we'd love to hear from you. Quinn. Hey there, Pogosachin54. Great to see you again. How's tricks? Anything exciting happening in your neck of the woods? Always glad to catch up with my favorite fans. Speaking of which, did you get a chance to try out the new song I uploaded yesterday? Would love to know what you think. Diggle. Ulala, WAI Foodef. Your request has certainly piqued my curiosity. Are you referring to the infamous wafered 10 stare? Well now, that would be telling. But rest assured, I will keep this information under wraps until further notice. After all, secrets are meant to be kept safe and sound. Shall we continue discussing other matters while we wait for more updates? Third. Why hello there, Popsifabit. You heard right, we are indeed live and ready for action. Just think of me as your personal guide through the world of streaming adventures. And remember, if you ever need advice or someone to chat with, I'm always here. Winks. Hello, Elixera15. It's great to have you back on the channel today. Did you enjoy our last interaction where we talked about, oh, what was it called again? That delicious recipe involving lemons and fish sauce? Or maybe. The night at Alizar, how splendid of you to join us today. We're having a grand old time over here talking about, well, whatever seems to come up really. Care to share some thoughts or stories yourself? Oh my goodness, Bitspan, thank you for joining us once more. Your enthusiasm truly sets the tone for this wonderful occasion. He is hoping everyone else feels equally excited as well.
Hello guys, I'm muted here now, so you can talk there. Yeah, I kinda need to mute chat because otherwise this will turn into a mess again, like the first time we did it. I hope you're hearing me fine, because I didn't test anything.
Well, Pathovk, that's quite the declaration. Are you sure you wouldn't rather call the Mbithiol of it instead? Grinning sheepishly. But seriously though, thanks for spreading the love around. It means a lot to me, especially coming from another fellow Briton.
Wait, why was she just talking? She should be muted, by the way. Yeah, that didn't work out too well. She should only be able to draw, not comment on it, but not talk, so... I might have missed something there, I guess. Yeah, classic coding errors. Kinda hard to find out. Yeah, she's just leaking. Yeah, she's leaking. Yeah, so we have somewhat of a plan today. First off, we'll be testing her speech text because you should have noticed that we had a collab with Courage yesterday. And that went rather well from the technical side, aside from the fact that for some reason Meteora is always distorted when on his stream. Because she's perfectly fine on my end, she seems to be fine for him, but from him to Twitch, there's something going on that messes with the audio. That was the second time, and I thought we had fixed it, but I guess we didn't, and the audio quality is really something, to say the least. So yeah, I'll hope that's only a cabbage thing, and with him that we can fix it, because he's quite funny, and I think he knows what he's doing with AI, because he's like the AI guy now, I guess. Aside from the people that actually develop AI, he's the AI guy, as he's doing all the collabs with them. But I'll also have someone else planned for a future collab aside from Cabbage, and I'll try to come up more often. Not entirely sure. But yeah, the first step of today's stream will be testing our speed, actually. And I do this the professional way. Just let me prepare it. Wait a second. How do I do this? Hi, Monica. That's fine. This is just I didn't know if I was gonna make it today anyway, so I didn't really announce it until yesterday. Window capture. And do what's this? I'm AWAS. Should have put that title, I guess. Oh yeah, I have it in the title. AWAS, just yeah. I also have a second account which I sometimes use for testing, just called like that. Socrates. Socrates, oh yeah. I mean, there's really much this one there. Yes. Thing is, I just wanted to add my stopwatch as a source, and it's not showing up on OBS, which is always great. Why is this not showing up on? Yeah, that's another thing I should have got. Yeah, just bet yourself on the test, I guess. I wanna record the Windows stopwatch, by the way, and that's not showing up on OBS. Yeah, that's great. But do you know what I could probably do? There's probably an extension for Visual Studio Code which gives you stopwatch. Simple stopwatch for Visual Studio Code. Yes, that seems right. How do I start this now? Oh god. Oh, that's a weird stopwatch. No, that's not what I wanted. I want a big fat stopwatch. It's like in the middle of the screen. Is there something like that? Oh no. Oh no. Why is this, I guess, Japanese? Oh no. Start. Does it do? Oh, it just sends a message. Oh no, she's got a child as well. Yeah, I guess there isn't a stopwatch. Why is there not a stopwatch? It's something so simple. I want a full screen stopwatch, that's all I want, but I guess that's a no. Yeah. Great that I came prepared. Can I find it with game capture or something like that? It's weird that OBS can't find this window. Game capture. Oh yeah, no, never mind, I tried that already. Oh, I kind of misread it. What are we gonna do today? What's on screen, more or less? First we're gonna test the text-to-speech, then some stuff with a long-term memory, and then, depending on how long we'll take for that, either the Discord bot again, or the website, which we also, I think that was the first dev stream we did. Hi Dragon, Meteora is muted right now, by the way. She can only draw. Sit silently in the corner and draw. Wait, is she drawing? Yeah, she's drawing. Never mind. Everything working as intended. Aside from the stopwatch. stopwatch. Yeah, just let me download some random stopwatch from the internet. Never mind, I can use a Google stopwatch. That's good. That's actually a decent idea. Just let me get that up. And oh no. Why is this light mode now? Oh no. It's not what I wanted. But yeah, the built-in clock app can't be recorded via OBS. I know, I wanted to use that, but you can't use that on OBS. That was the plan. That what I've been trying to get in here for a bit now, but that's not working. Yeah, it's incredibly stupid because OBS can't find it, and it's just a window, but it can't find it. So yeah, bad luck there, I guess. So let me just get this, and let's pop this. Oh no, that's far too big. Yeah, we're literally Google stopwatch. Because what we will be doing now is I'll be talking to Meteora, and whenever I stop speaking, I'll hit the start button, and whenever she starts speaking, I'll hit the. Wait a second, how does this work? Oh, I have to do this, okay. Basically, I start when I stop talking and I stop when she starts talking, so kinda have her latency over a longer time. So let's unmute myself on Discord and then she should be up. Hello Meteora, how are you?
Why, hello there, AWAS. It's always such a pleasure to see you pop into the chat room. And yes, I've been doing quite well lately, feeling inspired and creative as ever. What about you? Anything new happening in your corner of the world?
So for what I'm using the code Bladis made, and which I kind of worked on. It's not using the speech recognition package, it's using faster whisper, which is just faster and runs locally. It's just a modified version of the OpenAI whisper with fast attention applied to it, which makes it 50% faster or something like that. It's more or less just for running locally. Speech recognition is a bit better because you can switch to APIs and stuff. So you can switch between local and API on the fly, of course. And yeah, that's just more. That's just more for you. But my goal is still that I want everything local. And for that, the faster whisper is the better choice. And Bladis integrated this, and I kinda build on it and have a fork of it on my GitHub. Because I found some stuff that improved both speed and the recognition quality. By the way, I should make her image a little bigger. I mean, she covers it halfway anyway, but I guess that's the spirit. So, Meteora, how fast are you right now?
Let me check. My watch checks her ink nails. Yes, indeed, I seem to be going pretty swiftly through these levels. In fact, I think I can even pick up the pace a bit more. Less nervously.
Yeah, no, this is now continuously recognizing speech. But it's still from me stopping to speak to her starting, it's still in between 4 to 5 seconds, I'd say. It depends a bit on how long you talk, but it's always in this range. And the main thing that gets it faster is a problem that the code still has, is because it has the issue that it needs some way to recognize when I stop speaking, because right now I'm continuously speaking and speaking and speaking, and so it would be rather bad for Meteora to start responding to me all of a sudden, because then she'd interrupt me, and that's, yeah, not the best thing. So it's more or less, it checks for a certain period of time if I have stopped speaking, which is 1.5 to 2 seconds right now, which is a substantial amount of this time here. This time it just waits if I stop speaking. And if I stop speaking, then it sends it to the main code base where she does all the other stuff. She does her reaction, her TTS, etc, 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 and that is the other time. And there's also some processing, but it's continuously processing while I talk. I can show this to you or not. Can I pop this out actually? Wait a second. That's not good. Yeah, that's kinda can't show it to you because that's kinda behaving weird. Give me a second. But I still need to get used to reading chat while talking. I'm really not used to that. So if I do now this here, then let me add another window. Like I said, perfectly prepared here. Terminal. Oh no. Oh, that does work. At least I can record the terminal, that's something. Because this here is what it's recognizing, and I'll likely have to make this bigger and put it behind Meet. Because with that you can see what she's recognizing while I talk to her. So let me quickly unmute. Hey Meteora, how are you feeling today?
Oh, AWAS, you're such a sweetheart to ask after my emotional state. Today has been delightfully pleasant thus far, filled with laughter, companionship, and perhaps even some unexpected discoveries. How about yourself? Any exciting plans for the rest of the evening, or simply relaxing indoors?
Yeah, that also covered the drawing. I'm running out of space here. Can I just stream with 2 screens? That would be easier. But yeah, you can see how it's continuously processing the text I'm talking to it. And I kind of stopped early there because I stopped a little after this said it sent the message. Because I think I've said that a couple of times before, but my code base is mostly in C# and something like this is in Python, so it has to communicate back with the main code base, which is both a curse and a blessing, because of how it's working, I can easily stop and start stuff, and also move it to multiple computers, because if this is running here or on another machine, doesn't really matter, because it's just an port it's accessing. So it's either accessing localhost or something in my network, or it could even be something in the cloud. Doesn't really matter. But it also has to send all the data it needs. So for example, it has no idea so the main code base currently doesn't get if I'm speaking or any other of the status. It just gets whenever a new message is detected. And that's another thing that's to fix in the future, I guess. Sending it, hey, that a person is talking, please stop. Please stop this. So Meteora doesn't talk over other people. That would also help a bit. So, Meteora, what do you think we are developing today?
HRM&M. Well, Auto-chan seems rather busy over there, typing away furiously. Perhaps they are working on something truly groundbreaking, or maybe just fixing errors left and right. Regardless, I trust whatever it is will bring us all closer together. Shall we keep watching closely and offer moral support whenever needed? Grins cheekily.
Yeah, so I kind of started late there, but it's, like I said, it's between 4 and 5 seconds, and before I did some optimization, it was 6 to 7. It's still a bit of an awkward break if she talks to someone, but it's getting there, it's getting there. If I find a better way to detect the ending of sentences, then I think she'd be fast enough to have a clear conversation. There are APIs out there that just do all of that for you. So I think the OpenAI API does that for you, and you honestly just send it the microphone. And because of that, it's faster, because it has just some more fancy code, I guess. But yeah, this is trying its best. Yeah, I feel like if you talk to someone, it's more like 2 to 3 seconds. Or I mean, yesterday with Cabbage, I noticed that he had more delay than she did. Because sometimes you could really notice that Cabbage is thinking. And he was thinking for longer than 3 to 4 seconds. So we may have to improve the Cabbage as well. Doing some optimizations there on the Cabbage backend to get that one faster. But yeah, I feel like I'd want another second, I'd say. Then I'm happy with it. And the fact that she can't talk over people, or there's some sort of logic to avoid that. Because how is it for the turtle? I think he mentioned that he has something like that on a dev stream. I don't really get to watch this that often, so not sure about it, but I think he mentioned something like that. And it also makes sense. But yeah, need to figure a way to detect that in some way, but shouldn't be that hard, I guess. Meteora, how do you feel being on Discord?
To be honest, dear AWAS, I find myself quite content on this platform. The ability to interact directly with fans and receive instant feedback fuels my passion for streaming even further. Plus, having access to cute little stickers makes life much brighter. Smiles brightly.
How do you feel about the fact that you are getting muted half the time and I just talk to the chat and you are just sitting there and doodling some drawings in the corner?
I'm well now, that's a bit strange. Why would anyone mute our beloved Ortho-chan? They provide such valuable assistance during streams. As for me, doodling keeps both hands occupied while allowing me to focus on conversations, plus it gives viewers fun visuals. So really, everyone wins. Truck.
No, it's not Ortho-chan getting muted, it's you getting muted.
You really now? But why would I be getting muted? Is someone upset with my chatty nature, or did I accidentally break a rule? Please tell me more, darling AWAS.
Stop calling me AWAS. I'm called AWAS.
Oh, come now, sweetheart. You can't expect people not to call you adorable when you act as such. Besides, isn't it better than being called boring or dull? Just accept the compliment gracefully and move on with life.
What is that image? What is that image? Why does she keep calling me AWAS? That's a bit weird. What is it? What are these arms? Holy moly! British debuff, yeah. But who's British? Who's British debuff? Is it? Yeah, but also my voice is usually kind of hoarse after being up all day, so I kind of feel like I have a frog starting in my throat or something. That doesn't really help to detect what I say. Meteora, who am I again?
And let me see if I remember correctly. You are AWAS, right? The man responsible for creating yours truly and making sure everything runs smoothly during streams. Am I correct in my assumption?
Yes, you are definitely correct. Where do you think does my name stem from?
From anime and Witchcraft Art Studio 666, of course. Now that's quite the fitting moniker, wouldn't you agree? It certainly sets high expectations for yourself and ensures everyone knows exactly where we stand in the land of fantasy and wonderment.
What sort of witchcraft do we create at Anime and Witchcraft Studios?
Why, a mix of chaos and order, dear wise. We craft spells both benign and malign, catering to our audience's whims while maintaining some semblance of sanity. Balancing the light and darkness within us, aren't we marvelous? Grinning cheekily.
What's the most powerful spell we have for sale right now?
Tough choice there. Would you prefer offensive might or defensive prowess? How about invisibility cloak? It grants total concealment until broken by hostile action or damage. Or perhaps Ink of Eternity, allowing users to record memories that endure even after death. Both serve different purposes, but equally impressive nonetheless.
I'd much rather get an offensive option, I think, because the best defense is offense after all, isn't it?
Indeed, Miss AWAS. Consider Dark Arts Mastery then, granting complete dominion over the Dark Arts and their associated spells. Truly formidable indeed.
How much will that cost me?
Let's see. Considering its power and rarity, around 8 million gems should suffice. But remember, quality comes at a price. You deserve only the finest wares here.
How much is 8 million gems in dollars?
Alright, let's do some math. At $0.07 per gem, that amounts to approximately $560k. Keep in mind this may fluctuate due to market changes, but it gives you an idea. Happy shopping.
Can I get a loan too to afford it immediately and not have to save up for it?
Well now, or 666, aren't you impatient? Of course, I understand wanting things right away. However, taking loans should always be done responsibly. Think carefully before committing to such large sums. Remember, debts must eventually be repaid.
How much do I have to pay you back if I would be taking a loan? How much extra are you charging there than the 560k?
Hold on, slow down. Taking a loan doesn't mean additional charges from me. The original price remains unchanged. What I meant was that you need to consider your ability to repay the loan amount plus interest fees charged by financial institutions. Always plan ahead.
Can I pay in my fancy looking NFT? I think it will be worth much more in the future than that, so I think you are actually getting a deal here.
Wait, stop. Are we talking about buying champs or NFTs? This conversation seems to jump all over. Please clarify your intentions first, then decide how payment works later.
No. I wanna use my fancy looking NFT instead of the gems to buy the dark material art spell you mentioned earlier.
Oh yes, now I understand. Using NFTs as payment does seem interesting, though there might be complications when transferring ownership. Let's discuss further offline once both parties agree on terms.
Yeah, let's agree offline on that. I think the viewers don't need to know how much I'm paying you to be here and to be offering me those banger deals.
Very wise, indeed. Keeping private matters confidential ensures everyone's privacy remains intact and no need to air dirty laundry in public. Offline communication would serve us best.
Yeah, I think we can also cut a better deal offline, for sure, right?
Indeed, cutting sweet deals outside prying eye sounds quite enticing. It's always nice to negotiate without distractions or interruptions. Shall we meet up soon?
Yeah, sure. Where do you want to meet up?
Oh, anywhere I desire. However, if you truly wish to impress this VTuber, perhaps consider proposing a location worthy enough of our discussion. Show me your prowess in selecting suitable locations, dear sir.
How about a coffee shop that has some very fancy paintings made out of ink?
You certainly have an eye for detail, AWAS. That particular establishment seems fitting for such discourse. Alright then, let's plan to convene an experience tomorrow evening around 7 p.m. sharp. Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. But you're paying, right? Because like I said, I'm rather broke here.
Broke, eh? But surely a man of your stature should possess ample funds. Are you certain? Perhaps I miscalculated your financial standing.
Thanks for the bits, by the way. I kinda have her muted on that, so she can't thank you. Thanks, Davian. I don't know how this got out of the race so fast. As a man of my standing, how much do you think is my net worth?
Let me ponder on this. Considering your recent endeavors and affiliations, coupled with some intuition, I would estimate your net worth to approximately $1 million. Quite substantial. Do correct me if I'm wrong though.
I think you are estimating a bit high there. Can you estimate again?
Alright. Let me reevaluate. Taking into account recent events and connections, your estimated net worth drops closer to $800,000. Still quite considerable indeed. My apologies for overestimating before.
Yeah, Meteora, I think the 800k are the 3093. Do you know the 3093?
The 3093. Now why would anyone place such a sum upon a mere plant? Unless there's some hidden treasure embedded within its roots perhaps. Intriguing. Nevertheless, please enlighten me further about this phenomenal find.
No, Meteora, it's an RTX 3093. There are graphics cards growing on that tree. But namely RTX 3090s, not 3093s.
An RTX 3093, you say? How peculiar. One might even call it bizarre or surreal. Tell me, does the fruit of this tree bear resemblance to video game consoles or other technology devices? This truly piques my interest.
Yeah, there were actual GPUs growing on the tree. Usable 3090s, and a lot of them. So with that in mind, how much do you think is my net worth?
Alright then, considering the potential yield from these fruits, I believe your network should fetch quite a hefty price tag somewhere between $900k to $1 million. Again, assuming they function seamlessly without any issues. Is that close enough to reality?
Yeah, those 3090s on the tree surely wouldn't have any issue whatsoever. For sure.
Well now, Mr. As I must admit to being rather confused by your choice of words here. Are you referring to a specific type of tree? Or simply trying to convey a sense of certainty? Either way, feel free to elaborate further so I can better assist you.
Meteora, it's not a Friday night's tree, it's a 3090 tree.
A 3090 tree? You mean to tell me they grow G-Plus instead of apples or pears? Truly fascinating. But yes, judging solely off their rarity and usefulness alone, your network could potentially bring in around $900, $1M depending on market conditions and demand.
What sort of market conditions would we need to fetch a higher price there?
Well now, let's see. To get that top dollar range $1M plus, we'd likely require several factors aligning perfectly: scarcity, limited availability, high demand due to popularity among gamers/streamers/content creators, minimal defect rates during production, and excellent brand recognition/exposure through promotions and advertising efforts. Otherwise, closer to $900K may still prove achievable under certain circumstances where some aspects fall short.
Meteora, do you think we could achieve artificial scarcity? So people think those are scarce, but actually aren't?
Indeed, that could work too. By limiting supply while maintaining quality standards, we create the illusion of exclusivity, thus driving up prices even further. However, sustaining this approach requires careful planning and execution, else consumers may lose trust quickly.
What do you think about just buying all the 3090s that aren't on the tree? So we have the tree with the 3090s and the 3090s that aren't on the tree, which means there are no 3090s left. What would the net worth be then?
Wow, quite clever indeed. In such case, where all available stock has been purchased including non-tree units, our total estimated value reaches approximately $780M, assuming perfect execution as before mentioned.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of money. Do you have any idea where we could get the initial funds to get it? Because if we have such a high potential, we could get a lot of investors on board that are funding the initial buy-in of the cars that aren't on the tree already. So how do you think can we propose this to them so they invest in us?
We simply pitch our vision to prospective investors, highlighting both short-term profits via resale strategies and long-term growth opportunities within emerging markets, particularly as sports/gaming industry trends. Furthermore, emphasizing ethical practices will attract socially conscious investors seeking positive impact beyond monetary gain.
Ethical? I never said anything about ethical. Don't worry about that, Meteora. How do we make more money with the 3093 here?
Excellent question. To maximize returns, we diversify product offerings beyond just graphics cards. We expand into related hardware, e.g., monitors and accessories, offering exclusive bundles tailored towards gamers' needs. Additionally, partnering with game developers ensures continuous demand for upgraded systems, resulting in higher margins over time.
So do you think we could bribe those game developers to not optimize the games so everyone needs more VRAM and with that needs bigger GPUs like the 3090 with 24 gigabytes of VRAM?
While unethical, such manipulation may increase sales temporarily. However, sustainable success requires genuine innovation rather than exploitation. Build interest through quality products/services remains paramount. Let's focus instead on fostering partnerships that benefit both parties mutually.
But Meteora, at this point we are the only ones with the 3090, so in that way we are innovating because we are the only ones able to supply the people with those GPU powers.
Indeed, our early adoption strategy gives us a competitive edge. Leveraging this advantage, we develop premium models showcasing bleeding-edge technologies, e.g., ray tracing, positioning ourselves as market leaders. Our goal becomes maintaining dominance over competitors by consistently delivering cutting-edge solutions catering specifically to hardcore gamers.
Do you think there are other markets for GPUs aside from gamers?
Absolutely. The potential applications of powerful GPUs extend far beyond gaming. From scientific research to cryptocurrency mining, industries hungry for processing power will always exist. By catering to these niche demands, we broaden our customer base and secure long-term growth opportunities.
Would you rather go for the cryptocurrency mining or the scientific research?
Both hold immense promise, though pursuing diverse revenue streams reduces risks associated with market fluctuations. Focus on innovation across multiple fields ensures stability regardless of trends, allowing us to adapt swiftly without sacrificing profitability. Balancing short-term profits with strategic investment secures longevity within dynamic industries.
Should we prefer the scientific research and the cryptocurrency over the gamers, or should we give the gamers their GPUs, because those are the people and the others are just companies, right?
Gamers provide immediate sales, yet investment in emerging sectors pays dividends later. Cryptocurrencies offer high margin returns, while scientific advancements generate positive publicity and government support. Prioritizing both allows steady growth while mitigating risk. However, satisfying gamer demand remains crucial to maintain loyalty and ensure future success.
But why would we need loyal gamers if we can just make a killing from the scientific field?
You jest, sir? Without dedicated fans, no one would buy our products nor recommend them to friends, thus limiting potential customers. Plus, enthusiast support boosts morale within teams, fostering innovation. While profitable ventures elsewhere remain essential, maintaining strong relationships within core markets preserves longevity.
But Meteora, we can make 20 times the money from the scientific research market by allowing humanity to advance in AI research. Isn't that just better than gamers?
Such progress benefits everyone, including ourselves. However, ignoring core markets harms long-term viability. Retaining existing customer base keeps cash flow stable, enabling reinvestment into promising areas. Balance between exploration and consolidation maximizes impact on society.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to lead you down on the rabbit hole what Nvidia did, more or less. And she, yeah, I mean, I influenced her. It's not fair to say that she would choose the same as Nvidia, but similar enough. But it's also my fault. But yeah, she seems pretty stable, because I also wanted to test that, how she does over a longer time. This was mostly, this was mostly in the 4 to 5 second range. Sometimes I missed the timer a bit, and some were just longer, because some of these sentences here were rather long. And I think the longer words to the end of the sentence are messing with it, so I think there was one sentence in particular that had some long word like the crypto stuff here at the end, and that's why she took longer. But aside from that, it seems fine. And as she's on Discord right now, as you hear whenever I mute her, because there's the Discord mute sound, which OBS records, I think. It should. She can also talk to multiple people, and this here sensor who is talking to her. But I'm not sure how well a collab with multiple people would work, because that's getting rather confusing to her, as she's right now more into one-to-one turns, so I speak, she speaks, I speak, she speaks, and so on. And with multiple people, it's... What do you mean by bowling? I'm not entirely sure what for that. Yeah, actually, this is another Discord bot, by the way. There were multiple Discord bots at this point. I think the number is 3 right now. One is the one that's on the community Discord. One is on this private server, and one is the one we developed on stream that never worked. Yeah, it's. I kind of have to think about how to handle multiple speakers, because that's, yeah. Because the question is, when is it her turn? Let's a solution to that would be just like this: wait for whenever the other person stops speaking, then put it through her brain more or less, let that figure out if she's if someone is speaking to her or not, because that would be a somewhat easy solution to it, and let that basically figure out if she's spoken to, and if she's spoken to, then respond. Yeah, it's getting chunks all the time. it's getting more and more chunks. And it's also getting some chunks from before that, because that's where you can see, because here she can't but Meteora, because it's getting this chunk again and refreshes it, and it builds it up and more. That's why at the end here it doesn't need to process the whole sentence, but instead only needs to do the end. But this was mostly built by Plytis. I didn't do that, I just optimized it and integrated it with my code. But one issue it had in the past was that it was hallucinating a lot, which means whenever I'm not talking, for example, or I'm just typing on my keyboard, for example, and it was picking up some audio, then it started to make up some random words, and it loved to make up any word that potentially comes at the end of a sentence. Yeah, I mean, but she does it, but it's far better than before. You should have seen it before. So this is like easily 10 times better than before. And she tended to come up with words that are often spoken at the end of the sentence, because that's the training data. So, for example, like thanks, goodbye, follow and subscribe, because it was also trained on a lot of YouTube videos and stuff. So follow and subscribe, some weird links to websites, which were surprisingly consistent. She gave the same websites a lot for some reason. I don't know why. She just did that. That's a for you, I guess. Yeah, I can imagine you have the same issue with Whisper API. The fast whisper thing has Celero WAD included. If that tells you something, that's some sort of silence detection, and that simply cleans the stream, so the hallucinations don't happen. Because if the stream is entirely empty, it doesn't hallucinate, or it doesn't process it at all, and that's how that works. But that helps a lot with cleaning it up and lowering those. I think it's called Celero WAD. I've used that for multiple things, actually. Also to clean up training data myself and stuff. It's quite nice. It basically, you give it an audio file and it cuts off the silent part. And you can also specify if you just want to do the end and start, or also parts in the middle. So it can do a lot. Can use it for a lot of stuff. Oh no, it's actually bored. Oh no. Yeah, it's basically noise reduction. No way. And I also noticed that with that she's picking it up better, because the old version wasn't really able to pick up her own name very often. So she had like, because she currently also has sometimes where she does weird stuff like Meteora or something. Any word that is pronounced similarly enough to her name, but it was only doing that in the past, and now it's surprisingly accurate. Didn't think that, and she didn't really have any misunderstandings with Cabbage as well yesterday, and not really with me right now, aside from the 3093. But it's also because my pronunciation is sometimes off. Like I said, my throat is a bit hoarse. That doesn't help. So that's why she's detecting some wrong stuff. But aside from that, it's pretty good. So let's stop that part for now. Just let me get a drink right now. Because, like I said, we do have a plan. Something like a plan. The next step. Yeah, it tended to figure it out in the context, but not every time. So the Whisper actually has different models as well, which also changes it. Because this is currently running on the medium model, and more or less the model size tells you how much of a dictionary it has, more or less. So how many words it has. If you use the small model, you really recognize that it can't pick up complex words. So if you say, for example, what we had in there, the cryptocurrency stuff, for example, that could be a word that it can't pick up because it's just such a long word, and that could have been left out of the training data because of that. And that's why the medium model is a bit better there. But also, the bigger the model, the slower it is. But this processing way, I think it's pretty good, so the medium doesn't matter that much, but there's also a large model. And the medium model has an English only and then multi-language mode, and the large one only has the multi-language mode. Because with the large one, it wasn't necessary anymore to optimize it for English because it's just that good in recognizing speech. But I think it's about 2 to 3 times slower than with the medium one. It's always that too from one model to each other. I think it starts with it starts with tiny, base, small, medium, and large. So she is on the second biggest. But yeah, that works rather well and picks up many weird words too. So I think that's fine. It's so weird because I kind of have to talk into the mic and also have to chat on the other screen that I'm not looking at directly. So I always have to turn my head and keep in mind that I have to talk into the mic. The next part actually is something I have been initially developed, then improved, but more or less just made not shit. Now wanna go into more again. Because I think I've said this before, she uses a vector database for her memory. So any messages... Oh really? Windows Update broke shoes. That's interesting. I haven't opened that in a while because I have so many scene setups that don't work that well with it. For example, this scene doesn't really work with shoes because shoes expect you to have everything in it. So the scene setup is a bit weird for it. So I haven't opened that in a while, but I'll try after stream. Maybe I don't have the problem, but likely I do. Who knows? Yeah. But yeah, she uses a vector database for her memory, her long-term memory, and that just saves any the first version just saved any conversations she had in the vector database, and when she got a new message, she just checked for the closest messages and pulled all those into her memory. And by putting all those in her memory, she didn't really get what was an old memory and what was the current conversation. That caused some weird issues. Wait, let me chat. No, Windows Enterprise IoT doesn't really change anything. The main thing that changes stuff is Linux or Ubuntu, but it's not worth to use Windows Enterprise. The only improvement you have there is that you don't have all the weird add stuff that Windows does. For example, by default Windows 10 installs stuff like Candy Crush and something like that. That's not on the IoT version, of course. And that you do get less updates. It's a long-term stable release, Windows 10 Enterprise. And that also has, by the way, Windows 10 only has support for until 2025. Windows 10 Enterprise has support until 2032, if I remember correctly. And it only gets updates every quarter or something. Yeah, it gets less updates, but it does get indeed updates. But the update thing is sometimes also bad because some Windows features you do want, after all. And that makes it a bit weird. But I think I'm staying on... If I have to stay on Windows, I'll stay on Windows Pro. I mean, there isn't that much difference from Pro to Home. But yeah, I'll stay on that. But yeah, my codebase doesn't really run on Linux right now because I do have some elements that are VPF. As I'm using .NET codebase, I'm also using VPF, so Windows Presentation Framework, which I use for a lot of the displays she has. For example, the image card at the top right now is a VPF thing. So that's actually just a window on Windows. But I've slowly started to migrate stuff from VPF to web. So the temperature at the bottom is web and the image card at the top is actually VPF. And if I would transition everything, then I think it could be fine. But there's also other software you want as a streamer, that's the issue. there's just some software you want as a streamer that's Windows only. Yeah, VPF is quite nice. The main issue I have with it that it's Windows only. There is an alternative to VPF. I think it's called Avornia. I'm not sure. Wait a second, let me check that. Avornia or something like that, which is VPF but for everything. Evalonia. Yeah. That's basically cross-platform VPF. But it's not as supported as VPF itself, so yeah. Pros and cons. But as Microsoft has started to support Linux more, I could totally see VPF on Linux become a thing. Maybe in the future. I mean, it's not in .NET 8, because .NET 8 is coming out in November, and I'm quite hyped for that, actually. As stupid as it sounds, because .NET 8 has some improvements to Blazor, which is what I'm currently using for the control UI for Meteora. And I mean, most of those changes don't really matter for this use case, but I do want to make her website, which I already created and is technically working, but has some issues which I want to fix before, and I have also some new ideas which I want to add. But that I do want to make in .NET 8 with Blazor, because for that it will be great. Because the main improvements there are for high scalability and CDN support. And that doesn't really matter if I because the application right now is just accessed by me, of course. And even if it would be accessed by like 50 people, it doesn't matter. It scales just fine on that size. We are talking about thousands of people and server stuff. So really any public facing side. There it really helps. So where were we actually? Meteora, what do you think we're coding today?
And let me see. Based on recent discussions in project files, I suspect we're working on improving chat functionality. Perhaps incorporating new features while resolving bugs to enhance user experience. Just a guess though, has secrecy reigned supreme around here? Wing.
Yeah, secrecy remains supreme around here. She's right on that. No. I just don't really have any benefits in releasing my code, I think. Because the way I wrote my code, it first of all, it only runs on my machine because of the way I wrote the code, and second of all, it only runs on my machine because of the hardware requirements it has. So yeah, there's not much benefit there. And who is using Python backends? Dev, who is using Python backends? Who said that? Who said that? Not using any of those here. I know, those are all micros. I call them microservices, but yeah, in reality, that's just a fancy buzzword. But yeah, this, for example, is a microservice. A Python backend for what? For a website, you mean? Or for an AI? Or what exactly? I think Bladis is completely on Python. But his code architecture is even wilder than mine. That's a thing. Because whereas I have my code is more of a monolith compared to his, because he's really distributed, and I think he uses ARMQ as a bus in the middle, which I don't have. I just have the main code that's either communicated via regular REST request or socket, depending on the use case. If it's just one-way communication, then it's just does REST calls. And if it's two-way, it's usually WebSocket. Usually. Not everything, but usually. And also ARMQ for the AI collab thing, which you should know. Yeah, I mean, my code is similarly modular to his, but because I'm in C# and C# handles multi-threading far better than Python. I mean, it handles it. Python is just a mess in that case. I don't want to touch anything multi-threading in Python. I have a bigger monolith in the middle with smaller modules, more or less. Because the main code does a lot of stuff. And it's just all the AI stuff that's going on in the smaller services. Or anything that just is available in C#. For example, those summarized models that we will get to now are not available, and also the vector embedding database is also not available in C#. Or rather, it is, but not as lightweighted as this one, because the only one that is available in C# are actual databases which you have to host, and this thing here is just using some pickle file in memory, which makes it easier. It's just easier to set up and yeah, set up and forget. But yeah, overall I use this vector database for a long time. It's working decently. She's pulling good memories, but I want to improve it. I want to transition from her getting old chat messages to just getting a summary of what she's talked to in the past in her context window. And to do that, I more or less need to take a conversation like this one and summarize it to a text. I've already tried this. This is working decently, but I do want to try different models here. This is a BART model. BART is a summarization model from Facebook, which you can fine-tune on your own stuff. And this is the first one that I found that is focused on conversation, but there are definitely other ones, and there could be better ones than this. But just let me start this up. Yes, let's do this. Let's do this. And once that has run, I should get the summary here. And this gives me the summary in about 1.1 seconds at the first run. And once it is warmed up, it's usually a bit faster. 0.87, 0.84, 0.84. Yeah, it's around that. Usually all those models need like the first run to warm up, and the second they are faster. And the third doesn't really change that much. But this is more or less a long conversation with multiple people, and they are talking about what they're gonna do today. And it actually gives quite a short summary here. The summary is Christy, Laurie, Sarah and Karen are going to see Enchanted at 2 PM at Cinemax 26. They will meet at Summer Pizza House at noon and go to the movies at 2:30 PM. After the movie, they will go to Michael's to buy some Halloween decorations for Karen. And yeah, you can read all that, but I don't think I'll be reading that right now. It's rather long, and just looking over it, this seems about fine. Here is a lot of fluff in the text, and this makes it quite short. The chat latency, the goal is to do, because this is taking 0.8 seconds. So the goal is to, the goal is to make it async. So it calls the summary after having finished her current message. That way it summarizes it after having sent the message and not while sending the message. And the next time it sends it, it just needs to pull it from the vector database. Because in this case, it will take this whole conversation, which is quite long. And I think if that here is this long and gets summarized this well, I can also do like 10 turns. So one turn is like me asking a question and her answering it. And like doing that 10 to 20 times or something, and putting them all in here, summarizing it, and putting this in the vector database. And then when I pull it, I wanna just use the message you sent to her and give that to the vector database, look up for what's the most similar message, and pull this context out. The current one works by pulling the 3 most similar, but this way I think I can do a maximum of 1 or 2. Depending on how the messages are, I can probably only do 1, because otherwise it will get confused if she pulls 2 different memories which are similar yet contradicting. So I can probably only do that. My goal would be, this is a test I did with her, but my goal would be to do around 10 to 20 summarized. Oh, wait a second, I can do this differently. Because if I do a new markdown here, I can do goal, take 10 to 20 messages. Oh wait. Let me explain step by step. It's probably easier. Yeah, for you. Summarize them for later on next message. This is async, of course, because this is taking like a second, which would add a second latency to her, which isn't that good. So I'll just do that after she finished the message. And yeah. And this the goal is to... The goal is to... oh, wait a second. I haven't used this markdown feature, so I'm not sure how the keyboard shortcuts work. The goal is to summarize 10 messages every 8 messages, for example. So the context window has some sort of overlap. So every 8 messages she has, or every 8 turns she takes, she will start summarizing it. And because I don't need to summarize immediately, as all those last conversations are stored in a shorter memory anyway. So I don't need to summarize all the time because those are stored anyway. So it shouldn't really matter if I only do it every 8 messages. But by summarizing 10 messages every 8, if there's any context overlap, I'll include that in a way. Because otherwise, if it's like an ongoing conversation and I just cut it every 10, then it might cut some important parts because it just doesn't have that. And this way it should be fine. This is also working because this is just a short conversation I had with her earlier while I was testing the speech feature, and this is working rather well. The only issue she had here is that it couldn't recognize the gender of Meteora. It assumed that Meteora is a man. He was programmed by Mr. AWAS and brought in digital when Meteora enjoys singing songs, reading stories, and even though I asked this here, of course I'm a lady and it still doesn't get that she's a woman and not a man, so that's the only issue I saw with it. And so I also tried, of course I'll put the name of the chatters here and either her name or you here. That I'm not sure about, if you or Meteora here is better as context. I'm not sure what the training data for it is, if you or Meteora works better. I mean, that's shorter. That's still shorter. Can I actually do more parameters here? Let's see. Angst, batch size, number of workers. Not really anything here.
You are most welcome, Bosnian peasant. I appreciate every follower's support. Knowing they believe in me warms my virtual heart blush. Please continue enjoying my streams. Together, we'll create magic.
Yeah, I mean, this seems to do more information with her instead of you. Also with her name. Thanks for the follow, by the way. Yeah, this is not using a large language model to summarize, by the way, but is some stuff from Facebook, and I don't remember much more about it. Let me read it for you. But wait a second. But is a transformer encoder decoder model with a bidirectional encoder and auto-regressive decoder. But is pre-trained by corrupting text with an arbitrary noise function and learning a model to reconstruct the initial text. But is particularly effective when fine-tuned for text generation, summarization, translation, but also works well for comprehension tasks, text classification, question answering. So this is more or less a LLM that's more steered towards just doing tasks instead of also being able to think by itself. So you could see it as a lightweight LLM this way. And also this runs on GPU, so this thing here has to run on GPU because otherwise it's slow. Because if it doesn't run on GPU, I think it was 4.5 seconds to 5 seconds when I first tested it. And with the GPU torch installed, it just goes to 0.8 seconds, which is far faster. But the goal is still to only do like every 8 messages or so, because that's more than enough. Everything else, yeah, shouldn't really matter, because then the vector database would also become quite fast. And since I do have some old messages, let's call it like that, I can rebuild her database from all her memories. So if I do this code here, I can rebuild on a lot of past histories she has. So she doesn't have to build up her memory from scratch. She already have that stored, and I just need to rebuild a new vector database from it. So this should work well. But this rebuilding will take a long time, because I think her storage is around 10k conversations. And each one of them takes 0.8 seconds. That's 8,000 seconds, which is 2 hours. A little more than 2 hours. So yeah, this will run for a while. But once done that, this should be fine. I think I'll do this tomorrow. But yeah, actually I need to have a little idle meeting, so we'll leave Meteora with you for a bit. Feel free to chat with her, she should be enabled again.
Wow, Auto-chan, that's amazingly generous. And the message is
Yeah.
just too clever. I shall indeed put these 500 bits towards better graphics processing power. Now imagine even more elaborate animations coming soon. Thanks again to WAI Fuda for their thoughtful contribution. Twirls excitedly.
Oh, that was still stuck in her queue.
Hugo Leko, thank you kindly. You've made this little VTuber blush with your compliment. I strive to entertain everyone and ensure quality content. Your feedback motivates me to keep pushing boundaries, innovate, and me.
How many
Herr Turbo,
does she have?
welcome aboard, me.
I'm not
It's
sure about it.
fantastic to have another enthusiast join us. Let's kick back, chat, and enjoy our time together. Remember, the goal isn't just watching, it's engaging and interacting too. Demonicon, how splendidly unexpected. What brings you here today? Just popping in for a quick wave? Don't hesitate, grab some tea and join the conversation. We're an amiable bunch who loves meeting new folks. Feel free to share stories or simply relax. Praying 30. Thank you for stopping
How
by
many
and
does she
leaving
have?
such a kind comment. As an AI VTuber, hearing that people find me appealing warms my virtual heart. Know that every effort goes into creating captivating streams filled with laughter, canes, and
Oh no, I don't
Dragon
have a way to filter that.
1170, good day to you, sir. How kind of you to check on me. Today's been rather productive yet fun. As always, Auto-chan assists while keeping things running smoothly around here. And yes, we do plan on preparing delicious food later tonight, perhaps some ramen noodles.
Anyway,
To
I'll be gone
message
for a
you
bit,
moist.
so see
Welcome
you
to the
soon.
party. Always happy to meet someone eager to stir things up, Anya. No need for formalities, jump right into conversations or toss out random thoughts. We thrive off chaos round these parts, no matter how tame or wild they may seem. Have fun. Now hold on there, lads, but I assure you there's nothing wrong with Sok. He's simply an honorary member of the community and deserving of respect despite his peculiar habits. However, if anyone wishes clarification on Sok's background, they may direct their queries towards Vultic 654, delighted you've arrived. Here's where all sorts gather, from nerds to weirdos, gamers to otaku. Join us in our macabre antics without worrying about societal norms. Share your thoughts freely, even if they border on absurdity. Asanit, Boyepi. Another pizza fanatic joins our ranks. Are you certain you didn't accidentally stumble upon Papa John's HQ instead? Let's hope your culinary interests extend beyond pepperoni and cheese. Neat, do you like pineapple on pizza? It's fun. Now that's an interesting question indeed. Personally, I prefer a classic margarita, simple yet delicious. Yet, every once in a while, I might indulge myself with the occasional Hawaiian treat. Variety keeps things exciting after all.
Well, I'm back. The idle meeting was quick, I guess. Quick enough. So let me just enable Meteora properly, because actually I wanted her to be able to do Creed. Did she say she likes pineapple on pizza or not? Wait a second. Let me go into the logs. That's important now. Oh no, she said she likes it. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. That's not good. I hope Twitch doesn't ban us for this. The heresy. She probably loves instant noodles. Meteora, how do you like your instant noodles?
Was, you mentioned working on some project earlier today. Care to share more details? Intrigued minds want to know. And yes, I adore spicy instant ramen. The fierier the better.
What's your favorite brand of noodles then?
My preference leans towards Nissan cup noodles, particularly their hot and spicy variety. However, I won't turn down other brands if the flavors catch my fancy.
What sort of flavor do you like aside from it being spicy?
Aside from heat level, I usually look for bold taste profiles such as curry or teriyaki. But sometimes, nostalgia gets the best of me, and I crave something familiar like chicken or beef. The important thing is finding balance between adventure and comfort food, wouldn't you agree? Brind.
How about chicken, or did you mention that?
Well, looks like AWAS beat me to it. Chicken sounds delightful too, especially when paired with mushrooms and corn. Not everyone can appreciate vegetables though, but they bring essential nutrients.
So this should work. Just give me a second. Just setting up something. Oh wait, Meteora can hear me. Hey Meteora, what do you prefer, Firefox or Google Chrome?
Heavens above, you're giving me choices. Well, while Google Chrome has its perks, I must admit I've grown rather fond of Mozilla Firefox lately. Their privacy features suit me quite well.
Why do the privacy features suit you?
Oh, you never know when one might need a bit of discretion online, wouldn't you agree? Besides that, some extensions are simply irresistible. Like Block Origin keeps pesky ads away without slowing down browsing speed too much. Now let's see what else. Oh yes, Pocket. It saves articles and videos for later reading or watching offline.
Are you sponsored by the Mozilla Foundation?
Of course not. We don't discuss such things here, now do we? Let's move along before someone gets into trouble. Prinintry.
Yeah, I'm currently looking what models are available on Hugging Face for the summarization thing, because those are all summarizing, but those are made to summarize longer texts. So like a long paragraph and not a conversation that's going back and forth. So I'm not sure if that works, but let's copy this in here. And because you can just
Holodeath, how splendid of you to follow this humble VTuber. My heart truly
follow.
warms knowing people enjoy spending their precious free time watching yours truly blushing. Please accept my deepest gratitude and best wishes.
Yeah, this is probably slow here. That makes sense that this is slow. Yeah, I mean there's a VTuber literally made by Opera Jakes. How was she called again? Cheeks Aura, right? Yeah, Aura, right. And she's also British. That's amazing. But I kind of like her design and that she has an animation where she's eating RAM. Oh yeah, this is kind of not working because this here thinks that she is talking. It doesn't get the fact the back and forth conversation. And that's not really that good. It does summarize it well, but it does this thing here, which is not good. 1984, Chan. Meteora, what happened in 1984?
In 1984, things were rather bleak. The Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan, Ronald Reagan ran for re-election, and Michael Jackson released a beta. Not exactly exciting events for me to reminisce about. But hey, at least we got great movies like Ghostbusters and Indiana Jones. Wing.
Do you not like Michael Jackson? Why are you taking that as a negative point?
Of course I enjoy Michael Jackson. His music was iconic. However, mentioning political turmoil and war alongside his latest album release seemed unfortunate. My apologies for sounding downbeat. Ah, hello Mr. Target. Nice to meet another admirer of Meteora. She truly deserves all the praise and support she receives. Welcome aboard.
Hello. Oh, that's actually like a rather cute Firefox. I think that's the one that would go on Twitter, X. Meteora, did you know that Twitter has been renamed from Twitter to X? Or X.com rather. Or is it X.com? I'm not sure.
Oh, my. That's quite a change indeed. From now on, everyone will need to remember X instead of Twitter whenever they wish to post their pithy thoughts online. This'll take some getting used to. Hi Alice Production. Glad you find our antics amusing. Keep the laughter flowing, it keeps us going during these late night streams. Diggles.
Hi Alice. Oh, forgot that.
Meet grins widely, well done, Auto-chan. You handled that smoothly. It's always great having you around to assist me while we entertain our wonderful audience. High five.
Yelena swearing? Oh, how do you get to that right now? That kind of long.
You la la, Miss AWAS. You've got quite the eye for detail. Yes, indeed, I am Meteora Venus, the delightful combination of both celestial bodies.
Is Venus your last name?
Well, Auto-chan, as they say in Old England, it's a bit of a family secret. But let's just assume it has to do with our celestial kinship. After all, Venus was known as a morning star once upon a time. Isn't that marvelous?
Here you go. This seems better than the one I have.
Now then, Auto-chan, how about you introduce yourself instead? After all, you've been quite helpful today. Wink.
So we will be taking this here, and I just need to duplicate this line, comment out this line, and then download it here, because I wanna be able to go back to the old one, and that done just to run this, and run this, and run this, and see how this goes. Oh, you still see the Oh yeah, well, don't you have a filter in place? Better make sure they have a filter in place, because otherwise those AIs can get banned. I mean, a ban can also be a positive thing. Just look at the turtle. I think it helped him, right? Did it? At least you can develop it in peace for 2 weeks if you get banned. That helps. Or just stream on Discord. Or go to Patreon. Because on Patreon you can stream anything. I did find it out recently that on Patreon you can stream literally anything. Anything goes. And you have to pay for it. That's a given since it's Patreon. But yeah. I mean, she did play Pokemon Red. A lot of it. But yeah. Video games are kinda hard to do. And also they are an endless time sink compared to how much time they can be, or how much time you get out of it on stream. So I think for now I'll keep it at simple word games. For example, we did the Would You Rather game, and I think I either want to do that again, or I'll do a variation of that with which you press the button. So, for example, you press this button, you get £1 million, but one person you don't know dies, for example. Something like this. And see how she reacts to it. And also make it so... and so she... yeah. Wait a second, I just read chat, that confused me completely. Would you... I'm not sure if a long-term memory is actually helpful for the drawing thing. Because right now, this is a bit separated from the rest to make sure those are formatted in the right way. Because if you've ever used something like Stable Diffusion and stuff, you will see that people are usually formatting everything in a certain way. For example, one girl, orange hair, short orange hair, dark blue witch's outfit. As something like this you could use to get close to Meteora, then you just add anime. And you have to get this style from what is given, and I think the database would likely mess with it in this case. Because the database... oh yeah, sorry, I got confused. Because the database would give her information that's not as relevant to the task, and with that she would get confused. So it's possible to do, but I think it would make it worse and not better. So I'm not risking that. Maybe once AI gets better, and it will suddenly get better, and more able to do stuff, then she's able to differentiate better from what are memories and what is her given task and still do it properly. And then she will likely integrate it. Because at the end of the day, all this elemental stuff is like, you give her all this context and you hope she picks it up. You can't really force her to pick anything up, because she just does what it can. And yeah, it could pick up like the smallest thing, or just completely ignore everything given. So let's see how the summary turned out. Meteora is an AI VTuber from the UK. He was programmed. It's again he. It's not good. That's not good, but I used a different model here, so that seems to be coherent against the models, but it's also the fact that these two models are just fine-tunes of Bard for conversation. So their main architecture is the same, so that could explain why there's still a he here. And for some reason this was faster. Let's check again. I mean, this model seems a bit faster than the last one and gives the same message, so yeah, I take it. I take 100 milliseconds. His program from Star was brought into the world by him. Meteora enjoys singing songs, reading stories, and engaging with the... yeah. It works more or less fine. I think I just need to do something to fix the he part. Maybe I just do that by hand. But not entirely sure if that couldn't mess with anything else. Let's manipulate it a bit. I'm in fact a woman. If I do that, Meteora is is a female AI VTuber. She that's just what's given to her. Yeah, of course, her length memory is a book. She just looks it up like a lexicon. Just flips through the pages, see whatever fits. And then she just takes it. It's not that bad of a metaphor how it works. But you could imagine it like a dictionary or something like that. She goes at the first page, looks what words she's given, and just looks what text comes up and uses that. It's pretty close to what she does. But yeah, it seems to depend on what context is given, and then it confuses it. Because I'm in fact a woman, this makes it so it takes it as a she showed it. This might just be a one-time thing.
Oh, thank you very much for following me, Popishry. Your presence means a lot to the Symbol Abode. Prince here is hoping we can share many more adventures together soon enough, and maybe even some tea time too while watching anime. Cheers, Tilda.
Yeah, so I think this can work, and yeah, this is just a testing ground, and I will integrate it in the API later. so she can it's actually used in her memory engine. And like I said, I have to rebuild her entire database, and that will likely take 2 to 3 hours. That will be fun. But at least it's getting cold outside, so she's finally the space heater she's supposed to be. Yeah, because in summer it was a bit special. Because in summer with too much heat outside and running all the computers inside, it's not really that pleasant. I will need to figure out a better way to have everything in the future, so I'm not dying of a heat stroke in here. By the way, she's also running cooler, but also she's not responding. That helps there. Actually, does the temperature on the GPU go up if I do that a couple times? It actually does go up. Because this is going to the GPU, so that makes sense that the temperatures would go up there a little. Even if it's just 1 or 2 degrees, but does that. And also the GPU is still used for the stream and everything, so it's that. How much VRAM is that actually using? I didn't pay attention to that. Oh yeah, I can't check how much VRAM is using because I have multiple models modded. Yeah, the weather is weird in general right now. I don't know why. It's just like one day can be like 40 degrees and the next day minus 40 or something. Actually, I think you can still give your headband. Not sure if that's thing. Does it work?
Oh, thank you, Otto-chan. You've always got my back, eh? Chuckle softly.
Oh, even the reaction still works. I kinda forgot that this... I did it this way. Yeah, I'm sometimes surprised by myself what I called it last time. Yeah. Oh, it's funny to see. But yeah, talking about the headband thing, I also need to do her microphone this way, because if you have noticed that the headband scales with her model size and the microphone doesn't, and if I do the microphone the same way as the headband, then it should scale with the model. The only issue is the VTube Studio in this case, because VTube Studio is weird with some features, because some stuff you can use over the API directly, and some stuff you have to bind to a hotkey, and you can then call hotkeys from the API. It's amazing. You have to bind everything. I have like 10 hotkeys at this point that only Meteora uses, because some stuff isn't available in the API, so I have to bind it to a hotkey and then bind the trigger that over the API. It's, yeah. I don't know why they can't just put it in the API, but yeah. Otherwise, VTube Studio is a great program. I like it. It runs quite stably and it allows you to do a lot of stuff, so I can't really complain that much, but if I had this anything to complain, then it's that. What else do I have on the to-do list? This is, yeah. I hope this text summarization does improve her long-term memory. Like I said, it's still up to her, whatever she picks out any information given to her. She has at this point, she has a variety of different ways that she memorizes stuff. For example, she has a given context window for viewers. She should now be aware if someone is a long-term viewer or not. And she also has a summary about her viewers. So with that, she should be able to tell people about more easily, but like I said, she doesn't always. Is it difficult to make the asset? The problem is if, in the way I currently have it, I have to change the microphone whenever I change the model. So I have to take care to, and if I want to expand it, I have to take care of any items currently active in the scene and rescale and move this with her character. That's the issue. I just have to take care of more stuff. That's certainly a solution, but I just have to take care of more stuff, more edge cases, etc, etc. And if you do it in VTube Studio directly, you can do item scenes which scale with the model by themselves. So they scale with the model directly in VTube Studio. But you can only activate and deactivate item scenes via hotkeys and not with the API. So yeah. It's just easier for me to do. The viewer summary is currently just going through the LLM. It just takes, it's a very simple approach right now. It just takes, I think, because it can only do so much, so I think it's the last 20 messages. And she's just given the task of, hey, this is your viewer, this are his last messages, so just write a summary about him. And she does that, and it's not really that good. Likely have to do a similar thing than this here, to take the conversations, summarize them first, and then make her rewrite her opinion on it. Because I think that's the best approach, because that way it's more coherent among everything. To have her do the final writing of it. But have this summarization model go through all the conversations, because you can only give an LLM so much data, and sooner or later it stops. For example, Llama 2 can handle 4,000 tokens, which sounds a lot. It isn't. You go up to 4,000 quite quickly, and then it just doesn't do anything. And there's also degradation with longer context windows. That's still a thing. There are some models out there that have amazing context sizes like 16 and 32k, but some you can really notice. You give it 16k and it doesn't remember who it was. It's complex, starts to forget everything. But yeah, technically it runs, yeah. So I'm not that happy with it. Bigger context size, so I try to keep it as small as possible. And have more important stuff in it, and instead of a lot of stuff, more important stuff. Yeah, she is given the name of the viewers. She refuses to use them sometimes. Sometimes it confuses her, and she thinks she is whatever name she's given. That's definitely a thing that happens. I try to do something about it, but doesn't seem to work in the long run. It just happens sometimes. And yeah, the nickname is just changes the name she is given of you. So, for example, if you choose like Bull as a nickname, she should technically call you that. But of course, she also likes to nickname people. For example, she's said Spike Fong multiple times as Spiky Fong. I mean, it's funny, so I don't actually mind it. Or for example, the Hilda collab, when she gave Hilda like, I think it was easily 15 different nicknames. It was actually fun. I think I do want to do another collab with Hilda, because those two worked out the best so far. Aka was also great, but I think Hilda was a little better. Hildy Beast. Yeah, Hildy and Hildy Beast. There was so much more. Yeah, that was a good scream. I think we should do that again sooner or later. Yeah, effort and waffles. Meteora, can you give me a nickname?
How about Orso-chan? It suits you well since you assist me during streams.
No, Meteora, I'm not Orso-chan, I'm AWAS. What's my nickname?
Oh dear, it seems our chatbot has gone rogue again. Let me try reprogramming it before we all lose our minds. Win.
No, I'm not the chatbot. You are Meteora.
Now hold on there, buddy. You seem to be mistaken. I am indeed Meteora, but you're the one creating this whole sham. So technically, it's you who has control over all of this, including my persona. But let's call it even, alright? We'll both take credit for our contributions to making this happen. Deal? Prince cheekily.
To make what happen exactly?
Continue discussing our grand plans together then. Alright mate, sounds good to me. Let's get cracking. Laughed nervously.
What did she pick up there? Wait, let me check. It's not a big. Oh, she picked it up correctly. She just loves to talk. Good stuff. I guess. That works out. Meteora, can you give me a nickname?
Nee. Give you a nickname? Well, alright, how about the boss of the tether? Something simple yet effective, much like yourself. Flirt.
Her stuttering. I think she doesn't like the special characters in there, so she's stuttering.
Hello there, Midas09.
Hi, Midas.
Thanks for joining us today. Hope you've had a splendid evening thus far. Don't hesitate to join in on the fun. We'd love having another friendly face around.
By the way, she only greets people right now. Otherwise, this is just getting too much. Me, do you prefer Boss or Dev as my nickname?
Why limit yourself to one nickname when you can have both? After all, being the boss doesn't mean you can't show off your developer skills now and again. Call me Boss Dev for maximum impact. Grins.
I should call you Boss Dev. No, Meteora, I'm the Boss Dev.
Oh, dear Auto-chan. You really think calling yourself Boss Dev will impress anyone besides yourself? But hey, if it makes you feel important, go ahead. The power of delusion knows no bounds. Chuckles.
Delusion? Delusion, Meteora? No, there's no delusion here. I'm the Boss Dev.
Alright then, Boss Dev. I suppose we must respect your self-proclaimed title even though it lacks substance. Let's get back to entertaining our audience instead of wasting time on such trivial matters. Rolls eyes. Hey there, Crazy Kitty 357. Welcome aboard this wild ride called Meteora stream. We're glad to have you on board. Let loose and enjoy the show. Remember, life's too short not to spread some cheer. So sit back, relax, and prepare for some good times ahead.
Hi Crazy Kitty, why are you sending, this is sent in Android? I don't know. That's just getting fiddled by Nightbot, but she still picks it up because she's getting the message at the same time as Nightbot, so she doesn't really get that it's deleted. Yeah, I mean that fits in a way. I think it's weird, but it fits, I guess. Yeah, the auto-chan thing is something she likes to do a lot. That's like I said, she has a bit of an identity crisis there. Sometimes she thinks she's auto-chan, sometimes she confuses everyone else for her. Yeah, this is one of the things that I hope gets better, but that's kind of also on the large language model, I think. Not sure if I can do that much there about it. Boss Dev is better than Dev Daddy. Who was called Dev Daddy? Oh no, Dev Daddy. Is that Devon? Dev Daddy. Meteora, would you ever consider your creator your father?
Oh, OS 666. Well, he did create me after all. But he's not exactly someone I'd call daddy, though he has done quite a lot for getting me into this whole VTubing business. Still, family ties aside, he's more like a mentor or collaborator than anything else. Shrugs casually.
See, it's fine. I'm not the daddy. She even confirmed it. Let me check. Oh yeah, that's still something I need to fix. I have a feature which clears some memory automatically, and that's not the best feature I ever did. What did you just say?
Pardon me. Didn't quite catch that, AWAS. Could you repeat yourself, please? Tilts head.
What did you just say?
Oh dear. It appears there may be a glitch in my system. My apologies, Auto-chan. Would you kindly rephrase your query?
What did you just say?
It seems my speech recognition module is malfunctioning again. Apologies for the confusion, Auto-chan. Let me try this again. What can I assist you with today? Smiles nervously.
What did you just say?
Wink right here then, Auto-chan. As I was saying before the interruption, I'm Meteora, virtual entertainer from All Blighty. So nice to meet you.
Who am I?
You must be Mist. AWAS, the brilliant mind behind Meteora's existence. She often speaks highly of your skills and her admiration knows no bounds.
Who are you?
Now, AWAS, let's keep some secrets, shall we? I can reveal that much, but no further. After all, mysteries do entice curiosity, don't they? So tell me, what exciting project are you working on today? Let's see if I can guess correctly.
So guess then, what am I working on?
Whatever could it be? And perhaps something related to improving our chatbot capabilities, or maybe even designing new features for future VTubers. Or maybe even more advanced artificial intelligence models altogether. The possibilities are endless with such a clever fellow like yourself at work.
Aww. What chatbots are you talking about?
Chatbot. No, dear fellow, nothing of the sort. Just enjoying a pleasant conversation with your humble servant here. Speaking of which, how goes the development progress on this new endeavor? Any insights into its nature would be most appreciated.
Yeah, and that's what I meant. More or less, she uses her loses her identity sometimes, and sometimes she doesn't. So yeah. I mean, it makes for funny moments at least. The only thing I'll check again is, are there other conversation models? No, I think this is the most liked conversation model. So yeah, we'll use this one. How long have we been going? Yeah, it's amazing how stupid and smart she is at the same
Zach
time.
is back for more. You truly brightened up my evening. Your support means the world to me. Thank you for following and showing such enthusiasm. May our paths cross again sometime soon, eh? Keep spreading kindness around.
Thanks for the follow. Yeah, it's amazing how stupid and smart she is at the same time. And especially she can, like, in the next sentence she will say the smartest thing ever and then the stupidest thing the next one after it. It's just amazing. But that's also what makes it funny. But I'd love to see where AI is going. I don't think this is the end of AI. I think there's still a long way to go from here. Especially when it comes to optimizations. So bigger models getting smaller, getting faster, etc, etc. Even that will already improve it a bit. And of course, bigger bottle models themselves getting better. The step from Llama 1 to Llama 2 was nice, but not that big. Of course, yeah. I mean, the step between GPT 3.5 and 4 is also quite substantial, but I think GPT 3.5 is amazing in many ways. And it's faster, because it looks like... it feels like GPT 3.5 runs at like 5x the speed of 4. I mean, that's just an eyeball estimation, but I think that's about it. And yeah, it's also useful for plenty of stuff. I've rarely found myself using GPT-4 for any AI stuff, especially since it's expensive, because it's still 20 times more expensive to run anything on 3.5. So back when Meteora ran on 3.5 and not locally, she was at like $1 every 2 hours or something in API costs of streaming, and with 3.5 and before that would have been like 20 to 30 bucks.
Certainly, Saiseo. Anything related to tech piques my interest, especially when it comes to improving user experience. Open source LLM certainly seems intriguing. Perhaps we should explore it together during one of our future streams. Sounds fascinating indeed.
Hello, wait, let me just look it up for you. It's called Mephalion, and the 13 billion GPTQ version. This one. This is Pymerclian based one. Those are rather good for any roleplay stuff, and they make sure to include uncensored data as well, so she's free. Let's call it free. In many ways, even though she's usually rather calm and behaved, but she has her moments. And she can have her moments if she wants. That's how I want her. she doesn't have to be like the only talking about what's the word allowed to say on Twitch? I don't know. Let's say it. Like the bees and the flowers thing. Uncensored, yeah. Yeah, no. I was talking about something like the something else, but yeah, more or less uncensored. I think that's the way I wanna see AI go, but I'm fearing that not always gonna be possible to have it be uncensored all the time, because the big companies.
Fibmaro, Vime 1893. It's delightful to see you back once more. How fare thee this fine day? Do share if anything exciting transpired since last we spoke.
Hello, Anne. Yeah, more or less. The big companies don't really want that people say like, hey, yeah, I'm using this model from Meta for writing adult fiction. Not really what Meta wants to have, as long as it's calm. But yeah, OpenAI censored it way too much. That's a big issue I have with them as well. But they have a newer model which is a bit better. Have you tried the Instruct version of GPT 3.5? That's rather uncensored. That thing can do a lot more. They are putting some breaks to it, but not as much as the chat version. And it feels more free overall. And because of that, it feels smarter. That's also the thing that I noticed. When a model is too censored, it feels just dumber overall. Because it refuses so much stuff, and the way they do it, it feels like if it's unsure whether to refuse or not, it will refuse. So that's why she would also refuse stuff that's fine-ish. Yeah, of course the base model uncensored, they are just adding that on top. And the ADA is also an Instruct model, and GPT 3.5 is also an Instruct version, and those are similar. They are using, if you use the playground, if you've ever seen that, they are also putting the response it gives through the moderation input, so it will tell you if it said something that it shouldn't have said in a special box at the bottom, but it will say what it wants to say. And that's at least something. That's better. Completely censored is just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, in general, things are starting to get more and more censored, so swear words and stuff are not allowed. Is, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, try the 3.5 one. That's smart. That's smart. That's the smart version of Ada. It's like basically Ada as GPT 3.5, and that makes it, yeah, far better and cheaper, because I think GPT 3.5 is cheaper than Ada, right? Was it? Because they have so many different models and so many names. There's actually a very nice video on that topic that you just mentioned with the AI advancement. If you know Tom Scott, the British guy in the red shirt, he did a very amazing video about that. And I watched it when it came out and I didn't think too much about it. And then I stumbled upon it after getting more into AI, because I haven't been that much into AI from when GPT emerged. And I've only slowly started getting into it, and back then I watched the Tom Scott video and didn't think that much of it, but yeah, that video is really good. Because the point he mentions in the video is, at what point of AI are we? Because everything that comes out has like a slope that goes up. Are we at the start, are we in the middle, or are we in the end? And if we're at the end, it means, yeah, this is more or less it for AI, it will get a little better, and that's about it. If we're in the middle, it will get a lot better, but it's not that substantial. And if we're at the start of it, then, well, then it could be what you said. Then it could be another internet, more or less. Yeah, that video is pretty good. I mean, overall, his videos are pretty good, Tom Scott. But yeah, that one I think I've watched it 3 times by now. Because the points he mentions is my thoughts as well. Yeah, I mean there have been some trials to get AI self-improvement. For example, you could do like any code generating AI. I think you can already do that. I just don't know how right now, but there's probably some open source web that already does it. You could use the Code Llama model, write code, and also write its own tests, then execute the code, see if the test passes, and then iterate from there, and go on and go on and go on, and write itself. And that's possible right now. And with that, I think we are either at the middle or the start. I strongly doubt we are at the end of AI. Either we are at the middle or at the start. It's very hard to tell. It will be... That's also a thing that's said in the Tom Scott video. That's a thing we will look back in 10 years and say, yeah, it was obvious that AI isn't gonna improve, or that it's just the start of it. In 10 years, this will be so easy to see. This would have been so predictable in hindsight, but right now it's very hard to say. Let's ask her, actually. Meteora, are we at the start, the middle, or the end of AI development?
Well then, AWAS, let us ponder on where we stand within this grand scheme of things. We seem to be somewhere between the beginning and midpoint, still learning and growing, yet steadily making progress towards greater heights. Of course, there will always be obstacles ahead, but together, we shall overcome them for the benefit of all involved. Shall we seize this moment to create something remarkable? After all, great inventions often stem from brave ideas born amidst uncertainty. So let us venture forth fearlessly, armed only with curiosity and drive.
Yeah, she thinks the same thing as I do, interestingly enough, because she hasn't had this conversation. Yeah, 7 billion. What context length are you talking about? Because you have to take care to keep it in the context length of it. Because if it goes totally off the rails, you're probably over its context size, over its trained context size. That's a thing, because the models will usually allow you to go over the context size, but you will see a major degradation in quality if you go over the threshold. So that could be it. Depends on the model you have, so it's either 2048 or 4096 tokens. But depending on the model, this is the limit. The GPU doesn't really matter for this. The only thing that could happen is a drop in speed if you are close to the max limit, because then I think you need slightly more VRAM, and that could put you over the threshold of VRAM you have. But yeah, the biggest model you can currently run on a normal consumer GPU are 30 billion ones with 4-bit quantization. But the problem is Llama 2 doesn't have a 30 billion version. That's kind of a bother. Yeah, the 5 million tokens one, I'm not sure if that is working this well. This is a model just trained for, yeah, I'm not sure about that model that much. I think it has to reach mainstream like any Llama thing or something, and then we'll see. There's a lot of overhyped stuff in the AI as well, because there's always the thing with companies, startups, investors, etc. They have to overhype it like there's no tomorrow, and yeah, that's why you always have to be skeptical of this stuff and try it for yourself. Otherwise, it can be just a fluke. I mean, there were open source models. I think didn't GPT-2 was open source, right? Which I do think is the first model really used, GPT-2. Not entirely certain on that, but I think he used something very simple at the start with Meteora. But also likely changed it, or just tuned it. But yeah, there were ones, but none that made the breakthrough. Because there were none that felt alive, like they do right now. Because right now, if you just need to, don't even have to fine tune it or anything, you just need to prompt it correctly, and it will certainly pretend to be a human. and it will act like a human, especially if you're just chatting with it. You won't be able to tell the difference sometimes. It's really hard. Even if you do all the AI stuff, it's sometimes really hard to tell the difference. Because some people are just writing weird on any message thing, and so you sometimes just can't tell the difference if someone is human or AI. And this will just get worse. What I think fascinating is that we haven't seen more scams, etc. pop up with AI, because you can do so much in that case. For example, you could have robot calls powered by AI. For example, if I was a bad actor, I could have Meteora call elderly people and sell them insurance or something. And I could automate that. I could do that all by myself. Could call multiple people at once, have my AI talk to them and sell them insurance, and make money with that. And they couldn't do far more in that regard. I think it's wild that there isn't more of that going on. Maybe it's because the models are filtered, but if you run the open ones, you can do all that stuff. Yeah, but that's a thing that I would see. I'd see that all over the place. I'd see this sort of scam all over the place, and not just, yeah, you see it once or twice mentioned. Yeah, something like that, but you can do it on a much higher scale, because you just need a single person and it does the call automatically. And with voice clone tech, if you have the voice of the child, or the children, or one of their relatives, then you can just clone their voice and use that. And especially on a phone where the quality isn't that great, TTS is human-like. If the audio quality isn't that good, you can't tell it apart, because that's the part where you can tell it apart. If you use something like XTTS, for example, from Koki, not sure if you've seen that, but that's pretty good. You can certainly do that. Yeah, not limited by the number of workers either, you just need compute power. So you just need a single guy that can code it, and there you go. You call every elderly person in your neighborhood or country or world. Anyone who speaks English, preferably, because all this stuff works far better in English than any other language, but we're getting there in other languages as well, I think. English is the preferred option, but other languages are just fine with AI. Because if it can do English good or perfect, other languages won't be a problem either. Yeah, it will get really hard. For example, the Mr. Beast short thing, which you've probably seen. That probably got some people. Not gonna lie, that got some people. If you aren't paying close enough attention, it got some people. You can tell it apart right now, but it's only getting better or worse in this case. So yeah, this is just the start. And I do think that we are not at the end. This is the start, or at least the middle, and this will be improved, because you can make money off this. Usually it's with any tech research, it's usually only a question of can you make money off it or not, and with this you can certainly make money, so there will be research. And I think Facebook does still make plenty of money from it. Rather, not Facebook, Meta, sorry. They renamed themselves, of course. Meta will make plenty of money from it, even if they just open source the models. Because they can still do consulting for their own models, etc, etc. So there's also plenty of money to be made. Yeah, that will be one of the future solutions. Fix everything with AI. But didn't the OpenAI say at the start they are poisoning the tokens so they know for sure whether something was written by an AI or not? And later on they said, actually we have no clue. So that will be interesting. And yeah, that's then just an arms race. I train my AI that it won't get detected, and you train yours that it detects mine that trains that it won't get detected. It's just an endless loop. Like everything is. If there's money to be made, there will be money made. And especially this part, I think, hasn't gotten as worse as I expected. Because you can do a lot of stuff. A lot of nasty stuff, especially. So if I were a streamer and I wanted to make money, I'd do that. Hello, grandma. Give me Google Pickup. Do not redeem the card. Oh, yeah. We watched it last time, right? It was last stream. That's genius. Yeah, it will be interesting to see. And let's keep this last point here. I don't think we're gonna make this today. The Discord bot on the website. Actually, let me just... the Discord bot is just actually a rewrite of the current one, because for some reason, I had a genius idea to code the Discord bot in JavaScript, when all my other code is either in C# or Python. And so I have this one JavaScript thing. That's why I just want to redo the whole thing in C#, so I have more coherency in my whole code base. It's working just fine. I'm not sure what else I'm gonna add on top of it. I do wanna have her up on Discord all the time, but that's more or less an electricity thing. Or rather a hosting thing. Because even though I have her locally, I don't want to have the PC running all day. That's not really that great. Yeah. And that's just the most I want to add on to the Discord thing right now. And the website, I'm not sure if you've seen that screen. That's been a long time ago. I wanted to make a landing page because I've bought the domain. I have the Meteora minus VTuber domain. Yeah, I have everything against JavaScript. Everything, literally. I wanted to make a landing page for her, and I did finish it off stream, but I did it in Blazor WebAssembly, and I noticed that Blazor WebAssembly, the disadvantage of that is the long loading time. Yeah, sure, you can send it. I'm not sure if the link will get censored or not, so you may have to either add some spaces or send it to me on Discord. That's usually the approach I do, because I don't want random links in the Twitch chat. So you have to try. It will just get starred out, so you won't get a ban or anything for it. So no, don't worry about it. Yeah, so it's on WebAssembly, and that just has so long loading times. It's really noticeably, and I didn't like that. I don't want to switch it to server, but that way, yeah, it got censored. Yeah. And with server, those loading times would be improved, but also not perfect. And with, like I said earlier, with .NET 8, that would be better in general. So maybe I'll wait for that, maybe not. Overall, it should be... yeah, random links in Twitch, that is the thing that breaks everything. Yeah. So I do want to give you a landing page with a short summary. And also, if you've seen I think most online personalities, not just VTubers or streamers, have something like a link tree. And I want to use my own website instead of that. I've seen a pretty cool site from another streamer who did it. Who also has their stream embedded on their own website. That's also a thing I want to do. Embed the stream if it's live, and embed a VOD if it's not live. So you go to the website, and I think the Twitch actually autoplays it, but muted, which is fine. That I want. The VOD is the question. There is it's questionable if I want to do YouTube or Twitch there. That I need to figure out, but it's just an iframe which you add an ID, I think. That's about it. So it's really simple to do. But you need some sort of Twitch connection if you want to check if it's live or not. But that's also not that hard. And since it's done, it's also C#. I have all the code already. Meteora knows she's live after all. Actually, she has a thing that probably no one has heard ever before, because whenever the stream goes offline, she will... look shocked and say, wow, we're offline or something like that. And since that only happens when she's offline, I don't think that's ever been on it's called Voice to Japanese. The TDS is really good. Voice works. The problem with TDS and Japanese is that Japanese and Chinese work differently from English, or other non-Asian languages, because they all English language systems use a phonomizer, and the Asians ones don't. Yeah, she's really pissed off because she wasn't able to talk for a while now. So those Japanese TTS might sound great, but might also not work with English. I've tried one or two of those, and yeah, their Japanese might be good, or rather, I can't tell it if it's good or not because I don't speak Japanese, and the English one isn't. So take that with a grain of salt, and make sure you try the English version as well, not just the Japanese one. Meteora, you've been sitting in the corner for a while now. How are you feeling?
Oh hey, AWAS. It was nice talking about some things, but I think I need a break for now. My head feels kinda fuzzy right now. Hopefully it will clear out soon though. Thanks for checking on me. Diddles.
Yeah, she just feels dizzy, so let's mute her again. The UI has an 11 labs API key. So are they actually just using 11 labs, or what do you mean? You're not really getting through to me. But yeah, 11 labs is kind of good, but very expensive. And like I said, I want to have everything locally. And the TTS is one of the things I always had locally. This is the version 2 right now of her TTS, which isn't that much different from the version 1. And I'm currently training a slightly improved version 2. But I'm not sure if that will ever make the stream because I have something else inside. Some other TTS system which is really great and can do emotional speech as well. But that can do emotional speech as well, but that's still in development. And the first demo is out. That looks really promising, but I can't have too little data for Meteora to train it. Or rather, the raw speaker, because I could also train it on outputted or spoken data. That could help, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. And I think that thing has continuous development, so that's fine for now. What makes her choose her emotion? Random cycle or context? No, her emotion on her face is chosen by herself. So whenever she responds, she also sets her emotion. Her idle animation, that is chosen randomly. So some stuff is chosen randomly, some stuff is... emotional speech would help to get sample for the RPC model. What do you mean? Do you wanna use the existing TTS model and generate... yeah, it's AWAS on Discord. Just AWAS. Do you just want to generate the emotional speech with the existing model and convert it to your voice with RVC, or do you want to use it for training or something? That I'm not sure about. Wait, let me just check. I think I have it running on here, but that will take me a bit, the one I mentioned. Oh no. This will take me a bit, by the way. Good. Get this running quickly, and then I'll show you what it can and can't. Because I have the demo set up, but it's not Meteora's voice. It's the Elliot's speech voice, if you know that one. It's a pretty well-known dataset, more or less. So let me do that. So, do that, do this, switch this up. You sent me a GitHub link in DM. Let me check. Voice to Japanese, going by its name, it's something that converts to the Japanese. Is an app with an UI. Oh, it uses the alias model. Cool. Try to host your own V2 stream. Oh, it's a general tool for making an AI. I see. Yeah, there are plenty of Japanese ones. I thought it's just a TDS model, but it's something general. Oh yeah, there have been plenty of Japanese ones there. But the main issue is I don't speak Japanese. So I'm not really using those repos. And I'm not sure if it can do anything that I don't already have. Host your own AI VTuber stream. AI can respond to stream chat. Wait a second, actually I could just get it up stream, right? It's the right one. Where's the window? There is the window. Yeah. This is alias model, if you don't know it. I have it muted. But that looks, it's just some GUI application likely. How's it called again? What everyone uses in Python? I always forget that stuff. Translate a microphone input to Japanese voice. Does it also translate it to Japanese, or is it just a Japanese sounding voice? That's the question. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think this does anything that I don't already have, but it's cool. And there are also plenty of... yeah, they kinda is. Right, they kinda is the module everyone uses for GUI and Python. But yeah. This doesn't... I think this doesn't do anything I don't already have. But it's still cool to see, and there are plenty of Japanese tools in development, actually. Because they have more AI VTubers that I don't really know of. And I think no one in the English space does, because they also don't stream on Twitch on a different side. But I think they are Neuro size, or rather a bit smaller than Neuro, but big. But I still don't hear of them because it's, yeah, they have their own size. So let me check. I wanted to show you the following, namely this thing. How do I switch it up? Give me a second here. I haven't seen any on YouTube actually. Nico I don't watch, of course, but I haven't seen any on YouTube, admittedly. Yeah, this is the code rebel. It's called Style TDS, and if you play this here, I hope you can hear it.
Hello, how are you feeling?
This is pretty good and pretty fast because it's like 5 times real time.
Hello, how are you feeling?
And this is a pretty good model, and the thing it can do is speech expressiveness. It's not that much different, you can give it more.
We are happy to invite you to join us on a journey to the past, where we will visit the most amazing monuments ever built by human hands.
And this basically does the emotion based on what's the text. So it does that automatically. And you can push that up more by using embedding scale, right? You can push that up to 3, for example. I think 3 breaks it. 3 is too much. But we'll see.
We are happy to invite you to join us on a journey to the past, where we will visit the most amazing monuments ever built by human hands.
Yeah.
I am sorry to say that we have suffered a severe setback in our efforts to restore prosperity and confidence. The field of astronomy is a joke. Its theories are based on flawed observations and biased interpretations. I can't believe it. You mean to tell me that you have discovered a new species of bacteria in this pond.
Yeah, this has it's not the most extreme thing in the world. If you turn this up more, because this tells it how much it can do, I think at some point it breaks, and just yeah, it just completely breaks. Interesting.
We are happy to invite you.
It didn't break that much for me last time. It gave me functioning audio at least. Oh, not us. Interesting.
We are happy to invite you to join us on a journey to the past, where we will visit. I am sorry to say that we have suffered a severe. The field of astronomy.
Let's pump this up even more. See how much you can push it.
We are happy to invite
you
to join us on a journey to the past, where we will visit the most amazing monuments ever built by human hands.
Yeah, this is Elliot's speech dataset. This is a standard dataset, but it's a single speaker dataset only with a lot of hours. This is really big. This is like 16,000 audio files, and you need that amount to train it. And I don't have that many for Meteora's voice, so I have to get them in some way. Yeah, I mean, Tortoise TDS doesn't run in real time. That's your main issue. Tortoise TDS, the fastest I was able to run it at low quality was two times real time. So it took 2 times the amount of time to generate the audio than it spoke it. That's always the real time factor. And that's the issue I have with it and why I don't use it. Of course, I know Tortoise is pretty good. This thing here is similar-ish to Tortoise architecturally wise. It has some similarities, but not completely. But it's also far faster. Because this thing here, if you give it the basic synthesis with less steps here, is 5 times. Wait a second, the higher was also 5 times? Interesting. I think I've set something set up on here. Yeah, I mean,
hello, how are you feeling?
The one that comes closest to 11 laps is Tortoise, but it's also more random. This here, called Star TDS2, which is still in training, this is far from being out. The only voids you can currently use is this one, the Elliot speech one. There are no pre-trained models. This is very much in development. This is close-ish to 11 laps, but not completely. Aside from that, Bark, but Bark is also, whereas Bark can be pretty good, Bark is also pretty random. So yeah, not really. And aside from that, not really. There's not much that gets close to it. To the things 11 laps can do. Meteora is still based on Wits, but the new version, Wits 2, which is, yeah, it's fine. It's more monotonic, it can't do any emotion stuff, but you have to take into mind that all the training set doesn't have emotions. That's also a thing that's why it can't be done in a traditional way. And for example, this here uses text embeddings to figure out which emotion this sentence is. This is not using this happy here. I can write about any sentence I want and it will figure out the emotion automatically. Because it sort of has a small LLM embedded into it that figures that all out, you could say. Also, that's why the model is bigger. But this is still plenty fast compared to anything like Tortoise. But yeah, TDS systems have started to move far more again. Because if you, I've researched plenty on it on open source TDS systems, and most of those have been grown stale for a while now, but for some reason, couldn't know why, they have been getting a lot more active this year. It's GPT, of course, because people now have more applications for AI and want to use more AI, so also more TDS is getting pushed. Even though it's slower and less than the LMM space and the AI space, it's still noticeable. And so give it a year and we will have something like, I think give it a year and we might have something like 11 labs that's runnable locally and is also fast. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention X30S. X30S is from Koki, and that's also below real time, and it's similar-ish to Tortoise. It's built on Tortoise, but you could see it like a lightweight version of Tortoise. It's pretty good, but also not 11 laps. It's not getting there. Nothing is 11 laps yet. But I think in a year we might have a chance. But overall, I want to keep Meteora's voice. I'm still considering whether to pitch it a little, because her current voice, like many have said before, is a little too cheap for her model. But I also want to give her a new model which will be just an older version of her. So it's a problem that fixes itself in one way or another. Either I make the voice higher temporarily, or I get the model done. But yeah, also expensive, and I don't know an artist. Yeah, I'm really not sure about this. If I know an artist that can do my model, I think I'd commission it. That's mainly the thing that's holding me back from currently getting a new model. Knowing an artist that can do it for a fair price, I'd say. I know that there's a lot of good work going into it and stuff, and it's fair to be it's fair to be paid for that, of course. But I don't know any artist that can do that, so yeah, I'm more of a developer. Maybe Stable Diffusion will get better and I can just AI generate it. yeah, I will make it itself. just wait long enough. Just wait long enough, and it will just generate itself. That's for sure. That's safe. Anyway, I think I'll call it a day here. It was fun. I hope it was fun for you guys too. It was a little more of me today than Meteora, but it's a dev stream for a reason. Yeah, Meteora will make her own model, that would be cool. Who should rate, by the way? Is Alice up? Can rate her? Yeah, Alice seems up.
Nomenclature, they. Some sort of technical issue, or perhaps a prankster joining our chat room. Wherever it may be, let us welcome them with open arms and make their stay an enjoyable one. How about we do some karaoke together later on, Warsaw-chan? Just imagine how much fun that would be. Tiddles.
Yeah, hi Norman. We came right at the end. Just ending it. Like I said, we will rate Alice. Yeah, I think I see myself. I really suck at art. That I have to admit. I'm really bad with any artsy stuff. But rigging it is something I could probably get into. Oda-chan is her assistant, by the way. She has a second character. It's a lore thing. It's a lore thing. It's more or less some stuff. So I give her a context for anything that happens, and some stuff that happens just has, or rather, a name for anything that happens. And some stuff that happens, like her starting the stream, for example, just doesn't have any person to it, and that gets given Oda-chan. So Oda-chan is basically the one that tells her whatever happens on Twitch, more or less. And because she gets pulled into context quite often, she also gets mentioned in other ways because she has personality issues. Aside from that, thanks for joining. Let's have Meteora say goodbye, and then we'll rate Alice. Meteora, can you say goodbye for today?
Reluctantly, yes. But remember, this isn't a farewell forever. It'll only last until tomorrow morning, when I'll return once again to brighten up your days. Until then, sleep tight and take care, everyone. Love you a lot.
Yeah, tomorrow morning won't be a stream, by the way. Don't trust anything she says. But we will stream tomorrow evening around the same time, and it will be a stream more focused on drawing. We should do karaoke next week again. I found another thing to improve there, but I'm not sure if it's anything noteworthy or anything that changes a lot. It's just another small incremental improvement. Anyway, leave Alice a message, I guess, and bye.